It's the Sports Report with Chris Kane.
Random people, who is their favorite sports team of all time and why? So it could be any sport. It could be basketball, football, baseball.
You got the football. You got the Packers Super Bowl I. Super Bowl 1, 2, and 3.
The third one was the Jets and the Colts.
Jets and the Colts. You're running your podcast?
Yeah, it's starting up soon.
Good.
Yeah, so YouTube.
Tune into your podcast.
Yeah, I got the YouTube. I got the YouTube links, the radio station, channel finna come and all that stuff.
Good.
So you would say the Green Bay Packers there.
Yeah, it has to be the Packers. You gotta be Super Bowl I champs, you know.
Right.
That's just new.
But what's that? Was the Ice Bowl? Or
After Ice Bowl was after that.
the Ice? Okay.
Next year after that, the following year, that first year of Super Bowl I, that really says it all.
They beat Kansas City. And Kansas City's the first team to lose the Super Bowl. So that's what they'll be remembered for.
First team to lose the Super Bowl I. And then the Packers won previous championship game prior to the Super Bowl I. So, that's a contending team, And that's it's owned by shares. It's owned by shareholders.
So you got a lot of knowledge, Packer knowledge. Then that's
you got a lot of Packer history because the Packers, it's like a team owned, owned by the public shares. It's not like a corporately owned, like all these other teams are. You look at Dallas.
So public shares mean that the citizens of the community could own part of the team or put shares as part of the team.
You can buy shares yourself.
Yeah, exactly, right, yeah.
Part owner of the Packers.
So basically everybody in the city or who got shares own that team, basically.
Yeah, that's what it is.
In a nutshell.
And that's how it's been all these years, and they're selling more shares all the time, so they continually keep expanding that ownership on that team. So that's pretty nice, It's not one of these corporately owned teams like the rest of them are nationwide. You look at Dallas and all the other teams that come and go, and that's all owned by, one single owner. One owner comes and buys the team. That's it. Packer team isn't like that. There's no one owner for that. That's owned by shareholders.
All right.
And there aren't many teams like that left anymore in the NFL. You look at nationwide. You can do a listing on your podcast how many teams are owned by shareholders, and there aren't many. They're all owned by one owner. You look at the Bears. You look at the teams like the Dolphins, Tampa, all these teams, Dallas. What do you got? Jerry Jones. Yeah. Jerry Jones is the owner, the multi-billionaire. He owns the team. You look at all these other teams. They're all owned by single owners, and that's what makes the Packers unique. They got that history about them.
Gotcha.
And you go way back to the Acme Packers before they even call them the Green Bay Packers.
Wow.
And that was the Acme Packing Company in Green Bay that they decided to have a...
Yeah, because I did some little research, and not to cut you off, but I did some little research, and I found out that a lot of those football teams, before they branched off or expanded with other teams, for instance, they had like each city main football names was for some like a main corporation that sponsored them, like the Oilers, for instance, the Houston Oilers, because they had a big oil industry. And that's how a lot of football teams got their names. And I found out, and I didn't know that at first, but I found out that that's how a lot of main teams, like how they kind of doing now with the basketball jerseys, and they got like each sponsor on the jersey. That's how if they've been doing it for years though.
Yep, it's been rolling it for years. And they always had to have some kind of sponsor. You started out small, and then you look at the Acme Packers, which is like a packaging company. They package stuff.
Packers,
Call and stuff like you parcels.
Did they package cheese?
I don't know anything that was through their shipping hauling company. Whatever at the time you'd have to research that, but probably packaging goods and services, whatever they deliver on trucks.
Right.
Like UPS is today, same kind of stuff. But then some of the guys that work for that put a little football team together, and that was the start of it. They played a little scrimmage football, and it started off. Got a little team.
All right, I ain't gonna take too much of you guys' time. Thanks for the knowledge, man. Y'all the first actual episode of the podcast.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks.
you.
All right, thank you.
And appreciate you.
It's all right.